pirarucu is the mahogany of the Amazon rivers, a living totem that can grow to 2.5 meters. 200 kilos of rich freshwater fish, also coveted by man, just like the wood. These creatures reproduce in the muddy waters of the Mamidawa, and the river dwellers know it. Although these images may be unpleasant, they show the only way of fishing the pirarucu without the Amazon suffering its effects. As in tuna fishing in southern Spain, the nets and harpoons aim for the oldest examples. They are fished selectively in order to take advantage of the food these giants provide. They are not caught for trade, which depletes their populations. Like those who chased Moby Dick, the Caboclo fishermen respect their silvery whale. Their lives depend on this fish, whose nervous system takes a while to give up. The pirarucu is a very long-lived fish. We know that one lived 23 years in captivity, and it's possible that such a long life may complicate the fishing for those who pursue it today, since many spears have scratched its back. The art of communal fishing is selective and legal. This king of the river, from whom several families will live, can only be fished during this season. While impressed by its bearing, we shouldn't forget that the Amazon rivers have still larger species, such as the piraiba. In 1978, in San Teremuno, fishermen caught one 4 meters long. For the European public, accustomed to carp, red mullet, and trout, these scenes may appear exaggerated. The pirarucu is the pig of the Amazon, and every part is used. Its strange name comes from 2 words in the local vocabulary: pira, fish, and urucu, a red fruit that it eats, along with other fish of all sizes. Look at the fillets, the river-made flesh. Kilos and kilos of fresh fish. Its quality has given it a deserved reputation as the Brazilian cod. Entire generations of Amazon fishermen have fed themselves on the pirarucu. This fish has united these people who today form a tight-knit community that fishes only during the appropriate time and season. It's not always like this in other parts of the river basin, and for that reason, today this giant is considered an endangered species. Around here, every palate knows its flavor. The skin of the adult pirarucu is as large as a cowhide. These urubus know that man always leaves a trail, and the fishermen who have passed through here have resolved their needs. Once again, the king of the river has fed several stomachs, giving continuity to life. At this department of the National Institute for Amazonian Research, fish skin is also a source of income. Vultures find no remains here, and once the fish is cleaned, its skin feeds an incipient industry that seeks to take full advantage of the fishery wealth of this part of the world. Fish serves to make clothes and science, essential in the search for new uses of natural resources. Properly treated and dyed, this catfish skin will end up as shoes. From the bottom of the river to the soles of our feet.
This process was developed a few years ago, but to answer regional needs. There is great potential for fishing in our region. We decided to redirect our work in the tanning industry. More than 30 years specialized in reptiles towards fish skin. We've seen there's no secret to it because the products we use for larger animal skins, cow, buffalo, sheep, and goats, are the same. The only change is in the concentration, the pH, the temperature, and the time it takes to adapt the needs of each fish skin. We reached the conclusion that it is best to follow the principles established thousands of years ago. First, there's the preservation, and after that, naturally, the soaking. And that is just recovering the water that the skin contained in its natural state. Once that is achieved, with the moisture returned to the skin, then we can begin the tanning process.
The Ministry of Science and Technology supports the manufacture of shoes, bags, and other accessories out of the skins of fish such as the puraque, tambaqui, or the pirarucu. It is everyone's obligation to coordinate the hard work of these men with new means of wealth, so that the rivers become an inexhaustible source of well-being. The formula is always the same. Natural resources are renewable and limited. That's all. Fishing in the Amazon constitutes a source of economic wealth that moves $200 million a year. 70,000 jobs depend directly on it. At the fish market in Manaus, everyone lives off the river. The fish of the Amazon provide the main source of protein for the local population. The 20 million Brazilians who live in the Amazon consume an average of 190 grams a day, 7 times more than in Western countries such as Spain, which is nonetheless one of the larger fish consumers, although in that case they come from the sea. Despite these facts, some people continue to abuse this common resource, and without the least remorse, they show us their illegal activity. They are the little kings of this outlaw commodities market, where they trade in species they are not allowed to fish.
It's forbidden by the federal government. If we fish a lot, there'll be no more. And that's why the IBAMA forbids its sale.
Do you sell it fresh?
Yes, of course, I sell. This salted, and this one over here is fresh.
So, do you clean it immediately so the authorities don't see it?
Yes, yes. If it were discovered, IBAMA would report me and it would be taken away.
Who comes to buy this kind of fish? People with a lot of money?
Middle class and upper class people come to buy it. Although, now even poor people eat it because it's cheap. It's been fished a lot. Right now we're selling 3 kilos for $5.40. The price dropped way down.
Well, there you have it. The authorities assured us that we would not find pirarucu on the market because their sale is prohibited in this season. But once again, our camera has caught another ecological crime. The consumer always has the last word. These women know they are buying an endangered species. Our presence is bothersome around here, but their domestic crime continues. Very soon, their exquisite menu will have to change. The river will simply have been exhausted, and their grandchildren will not be able to enjoy its supreme king, the great pirarucu.